Suur Munamägi.
Muna? No.
Hello, today we are in Värska. Värska sounds a bit like Värska, which is fresh. Here you can freshen up with mud baths and saunas and whatnot. And there's also special mineral water you can get from here. They actually bottle it here in Estonia as well, called Värska. Vesi, but mineral water from here. It's actually salty water. It apparently has lots of health benefits, or they would say that though, wouldn't they? And yeah, full of lots of minerals, natural minerals. Though I am dubious about the mud baths, because I was reading a scientific study, because I was just googling about this place. Just a quick PubMed journal, but if I'm honest, I don't rate the paper because they had the study and I only read the abstract. So, and the abstract said they had 32 people have like normal mineral baths and 32 had mud baths, and they tried to compare the differences. But my argument is that it's not a blind test, because people know they've had the mud bath or they haven't had the mud bath, and therefore I just don't think it's a good study. You can't account for the placebo effect, etc. when talking about reducing muscular skeletal pain. Anyway, we're at the Seto Suur Munamägi, meaning the Seto Farm Museum. Am I right in saying that, Christina?
Yeah.
So the Seto Farm Museum, we're going to have a little wander around. We might visit it, and we're also going to have a bit of Seto food. We're standing inside the Seto Museum for farming. Basically, from what I can gather, it's actually the soil around here isn't great for growing wheat. Yeah.
Behind a tractor, the big thing, and they made like the hay go around, isn't it?
Yeah. Turns it over.
Yeah. And literally had that kind of seat too, and I sat on it. It was so short. My bum was so sore. It's like a metal seat. And it was like wobbling up and down. Like.
Because your grandparents had an old farm, didn't they?
Yeah. Still do. My uncle lives there.
Oh, look at these rabbits.
No. Again, my grandma used to keep like meat, salted pork.
Salted pork.
And those things, it's closed obviously, but she went to see her now and then and shushed them about.
Was that salted pork?
Yeah, best thing here made apparently. That's where they kept like maybe homemade beers, homemade vodka, cider.
Very nice.
I remember that too.
This is the smoke sauna, and basically it smells gorgeous. Like
Smoked wood.
Oh, it just smells so good.
When the baby is being born, they have to be very quiet, everyone else in the house, so hopefully the baby won't be restless and very active in the future. They buried the placenta.
Why?
Because what else are you going to do with it?
Try sniffing. So we've just had some Seto food, though it's pretty much Estonian food because they didn't have much Seto stuff left. No, what was it?
Porridge.
Another porridge.
Potato and some meat.
Anyway, I had a Värska beer. I think it's like the first beer that I've had in ages, and I've gone straight to my head. So Christina drove us to Värska sanatorium, where we had a spa and a sauna. We also had some food, and we stayed the night basically. We also found that there was a sauna on the lake, but I think it's closed in the winter, but I'd love to go on that in the summer. And yeah, we just headed out towards the Russian border the next day.
Look at the bums.
Yes, they're white bums. That must have a very good toilet roll.
We decided to come to see a Russian border, but I feel like it was a mistake because it's so slippery.
Shouldn't have gone this way, no.
And icy.
I'm literally like, I'm like skidding everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's alright when there's no slush, but when there's slush, forget it. Oh, scheiße. Oh god, I'm in a really high gear. I'm trying to keep
What are you, third?
Yeah, that's high gear for the speed. So there is the Russian border. So if you keep going that way, you're in Russia. But we're not going to go there because it's all deep snow and slushy. So this is the famous spring, the largest spring in Värska. And this is where you come to get that really good water. The Christians, of course, have claimed it for whatever reason, even though it was here long before Jesus was born probably, and all the rest of it. They bottle this up and they charge for this. Well, you can just come here and get it for free.
That's the plain water, that's the salty one. That's plain water.
I've got two theories why it's not as salty as you think it is. One,
It's not salty at all.
there's a hint of mineral in there. It's not plain. So the reason why I think it's not salty, or as salty as it could be, is because the snow is melting currently, like we're having a big thaw these last 2 days, and maybe that's kind of influenced how much...
A Thor.
A thaw, yes.
Thor thunder.
No, T-H-A-W, thaw. And the thaw is causing more like pure water, you know, because snow is from the sky and there's nothing in the sky except for maybe a bit of carbonic acid. And if you burn coals, sulfuric acid. To clarify why the water we just tasted wasn't salty, I think it's because we had the spring water version. Basically, the salty version is Vasco original, and that comes from an underground source some 470 meters deep and has a much higher mineral content. Värska spring water, which they also sell, comes from a depth of 130 meters and has a much lower mineral content. So we think it's very likely that we had the spring water version.
Captain's house.
The Colonel's house. The Colonel. There's the Colonel's house. That's a nice house overlooking the bay. It again, just weird architecture. So they've built this new harbour in Värska. It was built in 2020. There's also a nice little wooden promenade so you can easily walk to the spring from the main road. After that though, we decided that we were going to head off to Valga, but we were going to first go to the largest hill in Estonia. Listen out for my car noises.
The racy. Oh.
Completely different roads here compared to everywhere else in Estonia. So we're going to head up the tallest hill in Estonia, and we've actually picked a really good day for it. I'll tell you why. It is down in Värska, closer to sea level. Oh, we're not getting up the hill this way, are we? So a point I wanted to make is that it's melting at the minute in Estonia, the snow, because it's about 1 degree, 2 degrees. But up here, on this high hill, the snow hasn't melted off the trees yet. Which just shows that if you go up a bit, because I think we're going to be 318 meters up in the sky, that is why it's a bit colder.
Okay there.
Me? I'm fine, yes. So, we're at the top of the peak, but alas, we can't go in. It's closed today. We didn't really plan on coming here. It was just we were basically passing, so we thought we'd come here if it's open. It isn't, but we're up on here anyway. We'd have loved to have seen the views from up there. Ah, yes. Classic Estonia, just random exposed wires. You never know. Who knows? I love watching the trees sway. Right, so this is what happened. We went to Värska, and then we thought we'd go to Suur Munamägi.
Yeah. One Muna.
Suur Munamägi.
Muna? No, Mun. Don't say Mun.
Suur Munamägi.
That's something else.
Yeah, and we went there, and the watchtower's closed. And then we were like, alright, we're going to go to Valga. But then we thought, oh, let's just go to a spa. So that's what we did.